Welcome to OER in the Archive, how Florida is using archives to enhance open education. I'm Rebel Cummings-Sauls, the Director for the Florida Virtual Campus, Digital Services, and Open Educational Resources team.
I'm Elisabeth Ball, Program Manager for that team.
I'm Simonne Jackson, Digital Services and OER Support Specialist.
I'm Szanati, Digital Services and OER Support Specialist.
And I'm Kestrel Ward, also Digital Services and OER Support Specialist.
Your learning outcomes for today are to understand that archives can be used in open educational resources, to provide an introduction to how to use and make use of archives in open education contexts, and explore some examples of how the archives can be used in the classroom or have been used in the classroom around the state.
How archives and open educational resources overlap. The majority of items in archives are open access in one form or another, either because they are old enough to be in the public domain or because they have been released under a Creative Commons license of some sort. They also are usually of significant cultural and scholarly importance, such as works of classical literature or photo sets of important historical events. Archival collections can almost always be used in the classroom. In fact, many archives encourage this sort of use for their resources, and some institutions may even have instructor resources for using their collections. Finally, many of the collections reside in libraries around the country, possibly even in your institution. Ones in your library and archives will likely be of significant local importance, ensuring they will be more relevant to students in your classroom.
Rights and reuse of content. An important consideration, of course, is the collection of rights associated with each object. These can vary. Some items may be in the public domain, some may have Creative Commons licenses or traditional knowledge licenses, and many may still be all rights reserved copyright. Most archives will clearly mark an object's right status. You may see one of the statements from rightstatement.org or an equivalent. If you don't see any license or statement or marking, you can always request permission via email. There are templates available to use to ask for permission. Remember, when you ask for permission to use archival material for OER purposes, make sure and ask for unlimited worldwide use in order for the material to function downstream as open educational material.
Florida Open Academic Library, also known as FOL, is a searchable index of collections in Florida public post-secondary institutions. It highlights archives and OER in a single search. It allows people to see content from multiple institutions at once. Members can easily mark their content as ZTC/OER. It allows search filter for ZTC/OER. FOL brings content from different platforms and formats together in one location. FOL has over 1.8 million items combined, both archives and OER. Our members can easily mark a ZTC OER by adding OER or Open Education Resources in a 653_6 genre subject field for the MARC records.
We have several sites that blend OER and archival materials through our Open Florida, such as our statewide OER publishing services and SOAR, our student open access resources. Our Islandor sites that host institution-specific OER and archival material, as well as our POM, publication of archival library and museum materials, and our archive space, such as our Florida Archives portal, which has Florida-specific materials. FLVC has curated content selections such as citrus screening, sea turtles, and many more databases, which can list resources for that topic to find the best research, even if it's not digitized. These resources can easily be used in the classroom with a quick search. We encourage you to check out our sites and use them in your creation processes if you see fit.
FLVC is growing engagement from both sides through the Digital Services and Open Educational Resources Unit services and programs. We quickly move past initial hesitation and cross-collaboration efforts and regularly promote and market DS and OER activities throughout these different communities. We actively facilitate engagement by highlighting digital collections and archives used as OER within the Flower Stories each fall and the Summer Summit. In addition, each year we host a DS plus OER crossover webinar that affirms through shared knowledge how these communities relate and how they can support each other. Open Florida and Digital Ecosystem continue this collaboration and facilitate engagement by using their listservs to communicate. During community and committee meetings, we regularly see OER in the archives and archives in OER. For example, at a recent Open Florida meeting, our focus was on the Introduction to Humanities course, which led the group to review and consider multiple cultural heritage materials. These materials included the British Library, Library of Congress, and many others.
We want to highlight several projects and discussions from our members that illustrate using archival material as OER. First, Teaching Jacksonville History at Florida State College at Jacksonville is an ongoing course which uses archival material as course content for students. This course is accompanied by a terrific Jacksonville History LibGuide. We learned about this project in 2022 during our Florida OER Stories or Flower Stories webinars. Second, in 2024, the University of Central Florida Library presented at our OER Summit on their digital repository creation called Pearl of the Antilles, used to support an online course on Cuba, which used to be a study abroad course but had to convert to online due to various issues. The digital assets are housed in STARS, which stands for Showcase of Text, Archives, Research, and Scholarship. The videos and still photos in the repository are open educational resources available for anyone sourcing content from the web for educational purposes. Third, as Rebel mentioned, our Open Florida community's monthly meetings often touch on public domain and archival material being valuable OER. For instance, in August 2025, our featured speaker, a professor from University of Louisiana, discussed updating a music appreciation OER textbook with key archival material. We hope you see through these examples how archival material and OER can often be a perfect blend.
Thank you. And if you have any questions, please reach out at help@flvc.org.